Hey, we're the leaf cutters, here to lend a hand for novice cigar smokers with tips so grand. Not pros, but we'll guide you right in our Porch Cigar Lounge, light up the night. Reach out, chat along, smoke with us where you belong. So grab a cigar, come on and stay. In our back porch lounge, we'll show you the way. The leaf cutters, together we'll ignite. With tips and tricks, we'll light up your night.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Back Porch Lounge. We are the Leaf Cutters, and we are not professionals, but we are here to help. And today we have Bryce, the owner. I guess you're the owner and the CEO and the head and everything of Silent Hero Cigar.
That's it.
HMFI.
That's it. That's awesome. Yeah. Silent Hero Cigar is a awesome company based out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. You have, and the reason why we wanted to bring you on today is because we wanted to bring some light to your product. I don't know who hasn't heard about Silent Hero Cigar now, but if you haven't, it's
you're missing out.
Excellent. Well, you're missing out. And I say it's an excellent product only because I've only heard about Silent Heroes as far as how they taste and what they are and the message behind them. And of course, I'm going to let Bryce go into the message behind Silent Hero Cigar. But today, I am going to be smoking the Silent Hero Candela, which I've heard so many good things about this cigar. And this is kind of one of the reasons I wanted to have Bryce on, so I could smoke this cigar for him, because normally we don't get these down here in the Southeast. We just don't.
They're fancy.
Nope. They are pretty fancy. This one smells heavenly, that's for sure. But we definitely
also have nice things, so that's why they don't have nice Noonan.
That's true. We've already established in previous podcasts. Yeah. Noonan is not allowed to have nice things. So this is considered a nice thing. We don't have it.
Nice.
So that being said, Andy, what are you smoking today?
It's gonna go with the Candela. I may smoke that later. Some of that depends on how this one goes, because I can't remember what this one's called because I just totally blanked out on it.
Is that the Habano?
Yeah, I'm looking mine up so I don't look like that.
Yeah, you look yours up.
I'm totally doing it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to you, Billy. What are you smoking today?
I'll remember.
I am going with the Habano, I believe.
Yeah. Yep.
Very nice. And Graham, did you figure it out yet?
Who are you talking to? No, I haven't. No, I have no idea. It's this one. I have this one.
We're so well put together today.
And it's showing off how shaky I am on a regular basis. So I'm proud of the what it's representing. It's good. It's good. I'm not even gonna look it up anymore. I had that one.
Maybe the Maduro.
I'm done trying.
Maybe
I'm not fucking trying anymore.
I'm not.
About you, Zach?
I've got the Habano box press.
Very nice. So normally while we're lighting up our cigar, well, you know what, Bryce, go ahead and tell us a little bit about Silent Hero Cigar and the message behind Silent Hero Cigar, if you don't mind, while we light up.
Silent Hero Cigar really is a brand more than just a cigar company that sells premium cigars. Really what we're trying to do in the cigar industry is we're trying to bring more of that PTSD and that mental health focus, especially towards that first responder and veteran community. That's a huge aspect of what we do. All of our merch is relatively tailored. Yeah, words are hard. Tailored around that. We are doing some morale stuff, morale patches for this holiday season, as well as, some holidays coming up, just to keep it light, not so dark and heavy all the time. But no, Silent Hero, so came up with that with once I got out of the service. So Silent Hero is actually kind of like a two-part play on words. So the silent part comes from my old unit. We were called the Silent Warriors. Took the warrior piece off and kept it silent just to kind of pay homage to my old unit, where we had 4 of my old teammates that committed suicide due to the nature of what we were doing on a day-to-day basis. And then I put the hero aspect on it because, you know, our veterans and our first responders that walk around with PTSD that continue to keep doing their thing and keep trying to, you know, get better and better and better for their family or themselves, you know, they are the hero. And also, I also wanted to pay homage to my consumer and the people that support me as well and support my business. Every time they purchase a product, doesn't have to be a cigar, it can be a cigar, t-shirt, patch, whatever apparel that we're selling. All of those go towards that 10% donation that we do per month towards not-for-profit companies that help veterans with PTSD, whether it be service dogs or therapy services and things of that nature.
Yeah, I was on a other podcast because I drop into all of our friend podcasts, you know, like Cigar Dudes and Smoking Sounds and Cigar Loons. I drop into a lot of these guys. Cigar Misfits, I'm dropping theirs a lot too. And I heard you talking about a shelter that you were actually donating to for, you know, support dogs and things like that. And these shelters are pretty awesome in the way that they not only give a veteran a dog, but they also help take care of that dog and feed that dog and do everything. And I thought that was an amazing story.
So for
just to hear
the month of we're partnering up with a company called Project Kenny. So essentially what they do is just that. So they take a veteran that has PTSD, and I believe they also do first responders. Super interesting story behind that organization. I would definitely check them out. You know, owner is a mother to a son that was a Green Beret that committed suicide, and that kind of sparked that passion in her to get out there in the community and, you know, try to save veteran lives with, you know, dogs, obviously. So yeah, Project Kenny, that's exactly what they do. So the dog and all the training and all of that is free to the veteran, and as well, when they take that dog home, it's also free to that veteran. So dog food, they get a stipend for, vet bills, grooming, all of that stuff is paid for by that company.
Wow.
Put that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's like a $20,000+ dog. Me being a veteran, myself, a young veteran, there is no way in high hell that I'm gonna be able to afford that. Like, not selling a kidney or a spleen or a leg. Like, there's just no way. And so I'm proud to be partnering up with them for November, and then December partnering up with the homeless shelter that takes care of our veterans here in Cheyenne. And I'm actually sponsoring a food truck to go there and help them and get them fed on a nice cold winter night, and you know, take care of them that way.
Because everybody likes
awesome.
food.
You generally support a different sponsor month to month?
I try to, yeah. So I'm trying to find organizations that are relatively small. So if they have a wait list, it's very minimal. It's not that many people that are waiting or any wait list at all. They're just mainly, you know, the biggest thing for them is more financial. And that's where I want my money to go, because it makes most out of it, right? You know?
Right.
So have you ever had anybody say, you know, forget the money, just give me the damn cigars?
I
think I said that when I introduced ourselves.
Yeah.
It's interesting because, like, you know, so I partnered up with a guy named Paul Hewitt, and he runs American Warrior Outdoors up in New Jersey.
Okay.
I actually, because he just wanted to buy a box of cigars for a fishing excursion. So when they came back from their fishing trip with all these veterans that, you know, have PTSD and that's their thing, they wanted to sit around a bonfire and smoke cigars. So I actually met him through that way. You know, he just wanted the damn sticks. He was like, "Hey, love what you're doing, but can I just get some, assortment so I can give these guys a good smoke at the end of the day?" So I have had that.
See,
I like that.
Not a stupid question.
Not a stupid question.
Oh, so we're gonna give a little first impressions real quick. My Candela is not fucking disappointing whatsoever. That is a smooth smoke, no harshness, no bite, no none of it, but it is a full flavor. I like the flavor of it, but it's very, very light. and I really like that. So far, I'm enjoying it. How about you, Andy?
Founders Maduro. I looked it up, which is really good.
Okay.
It got a really good start to it. It's burning even. It's got a good draw. I used a punch since it's a shorter cigar than the Candela. I went ahead with a punch on it. So, but right now, I mean, it's great. Why didn't I buy this sooner?
We've heard tales, like I said.
I mean,
How about you, Billy?
Yeah, so far. Same for you guys. It's been pretty amazing so far. And just like Andy said, why didn't I buy this sooner? Well, if I'd known about it, I definitely would have. But it's so far, this is starting off really, really great. The full flavor and then note, like perfect light up as far as I feel the amount of smoke you get is perfect.
Nice. How about you, Grim?
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
so many words.
Hey, see, Bryce, just to give you into some insight to Grim speak, you got a yeah. I heard a yeah out of that. It wasn't a or a or a. So that's high praise, actually.
I'll take it.
So, yeah, that's just give you some little lingo there. How about you, Zach?
So far, so good. The draw was a little tight to start with, but it's opened up already and seems like it's going to continue to open up. I'm getting a little bit of sweetness. I'm not sure what all is in this, but so far, so good. I'm enjoying it.
So several of y'all have asked, why haven't we done this before? And I'll give y'all the honest truth. Unfortunately, down here in the Southeast, we haven't heard that much about Silent Hero Cigar except for, following on the socials because it's not really in the stores down here.
Yep.
And that's just to be 100% honest. And the second point is it's $22 for one stick, dude.
You didn't get that on sale. Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
No, yeah, shipping killed it. Shipping killed it. That's all it was.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I'm really not complaining.
Yeah.
I mean, I am glad that I got this stick. I'm happy I paid $22 for it. I don't care. But if it was shit, I would tell you though. I'd be like, God damn it, $22 flushed down the drain.
Yeah. And it's real. It sucks because it's like when I first started it 4 months ago and was doing all of that, I originally had the shipping at $15, and the shipping at $15 was mainly because Wyoming law is I have to have an adult signature attached to that shipping label.
Mm-mm.
Okay. That's why I had to do with that.
Yeah.
Something to do with that, yeah.
And so just kind of, I think it was like I don't even think I was at a month 1. I think it was month 2, maybe. I dropped it down to 10 and was like, okay, I'll eat that $5. That's fine. But yeah, I mean, like the single sticks, that's why they're like that, because it's like, if you want a single stick, that's fine. But, unfortunately, you're going to pay for it. I want you to take it because honestly, it's more worth your money at that point rather than, taking one.
Sure.
I mean, to give you an idea, off of one stick, like just shipping it, all of that, you only made $3.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Like that's how high the cost of the shipping is. And so that's why it's like, I will do it because I understand that people do want to have a single stick and they don't want to commit to say 5 because especially it being a brand new company, I get that. But at the same time, it's like my hope is if you buy a single, at least if you come back, you'll buy more and it'll make it worth more of your money. So it's only, $11 or $12 a stick rather than 20.
Yeah.
22.
Absolutely.
That's steep.
Yeah.
Gibbs is rolling in cash. It's all right.
He's rolling.
Kids is rolling in the cash.
That's a damn lie.
Here's McDuck.
We're joking, but we get that it's a difficult thing to do logistics as the early part of a company. So
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the reason I'm bringing light to it is because not that I'm complaining that, I had to pay $22 for a stick. It is the fact that, yes, I had to do it just so I could taste it. And I only wanted to get one because again, I haven't had your product before. I don't, know if I'm going to like it. And if I get a 5-pack, I may be stuck with 4 sticks I don't like. 5 sticks I don't like. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was definitely worth the risk. And I wanted to let people know it was worth the risk, especially for this one.
agreed.
And I'm pretty sure the other guys will tell you about theirs as well. But it was definitely worth the risk for this one. So, next time I know, hey, I'm going to pay, a little bit up for the shipping because we're ordering directly from you.
Yeah.
We're not going through another site. That it's worth the risk, and grab a couple of them because you're definitely going to enjoy it. And then it, just balance out the shipping. There you go.
Yeah.
Get a couple of them.
I picked up the 5-pack because I was short on cigars, and I was like, oh, my brain likes that better per serving. But you get it. It's I used to do a little bit of shipping and receiving stuff at a company I used to work for in the firearms industry, and there's a lot of work that goes into just putting stuff in a box and getting it shipped.
Yeah. And especially with tobacco in general or just cigars, it makes it very interesting. I mean, for example, USPS, you have to do priority ground. You can't just do ground, and that's even more expensive.
Wow.
So it's weird, man. It's the little intricate things that just kind of creep up on you, and you kind of have to make sure you're wide awake and paying attention, because you definitely don't want to get bit in the ass with, saying your shipping is cut off. Is that what makes
life hard?
Yeah.
So I've been talking about the Candela a lot. What possessed you to make a Candela when everybody else is kind of steering away from them, getting away from them, or not even bothering making them?
That's exactly why. I wanted to, you know what I mean? I like the brand itself. I mean, granted, you have a bunch of veteran-owned companies in the cigar industry, which I'd love to see it. But the thing that really struck a chord with me, it just pained me to not see anybody giving back, at least transparently, to the PTSD community, when everybody knows that they definitely need it. So the Candela really came alive because, to back up a little bit, my buddy that is actually a naval pilot right now on active duty, he's a 01. All throughout, when the smoking age was 18 at the time, he only smoked the Camacho Candela. And those were like a limited release because they would only do them on Patty's Day.
I remember those.
Yeah.
And he would just, he would bug the shit out of me because he knew at that time I was the cigar guy. And he's like, hey, man, I need those. Where are those Candelas? I don't want to smoke anything else. And all the other Candelas, other than that, they don't hit my palate right. And so fast forward to me doing my own blends, I reached out to him and I was like, hey, look, I'm going to blend a Candela. You just have to promise me that you're going to be home to smoke it when it's done. And I was like, because I want to do it to pay homage to the long friendship that we've had. He's seen me through my worst and my best. And so I blended that up and was like, okay, I can try to get that grassiness out of the stick, which I think a lot of people have a lot of heartburn around. They don't want that fresh grass clipping just punched to the throat. Mm-hmm. Which I think I did a pretty good job at mitigating a lot of that grass. I mean, granted, you still have a Candela. The green wrapper is going to have it to some degree, but you can do your best to mitigate it with different types of tobacco. And rolled that up, got it blended, smoked it. I was like, man, this is dynamite. Like, I don't even like Candelas like that. I would smoke that any day, anytime. And sent those out to my friend, and he was like, I didn't tell him they were mine. I just left it unbanded and just sent it to him. And I was like, hey, dude, I found these at my local shop. Let me know what you think. And he came back and he's like, holy shit. Awesome. He's like, do they have them in bundles, boxes? Like, let me know how much I owe you. I'll pay you for it. And I was like, that's mine. And he was like, no, he was like, how much I owe you for 20 of those? He's like, and I'll make sure I can get that to you. And I was like, I got you. I was like, don't worry about it. And he was like, are you running them all the time, or is it just going to be a limited thing? And I was like, it'll be all the time. It's part of the core line that I have. And that's really how that cigar came to be. Trying to pay homage to him and also stand out in the cigar industry as having a good Candela.
That takes work. I'm looking forward to trying it because you're right. I think every Candela that I can recall smoking in the last 20 years has always had that grass or fresh, fresh grass, fresh hay flavor,
Right.
heavy flavor. And sometimes that's okay when I'm cutting the grass. But I'm looking forward to trying it to see, because Gibbs isn't complaining about it. I know it's factual, but it ain't there.
Thank your buddy so much, because it's not there. That grass taste is not there. It's really fucking good.
I think it's awesome. I think it's pretty awesome to pay homage to a buddy, to a cigar.
Mhm.
And he's,
Oh, yeah.
and like I said, I mean, when I was going through my really hard times with PTSD back in 2020, to give you guys an idea, my family really kicked me out. They didn't like how I was behaving, as far as like my paranoia and all that kind of stuff. To give you an idea, my mom would decline my phone calls at 3 a.m. many times, and I would call him, and he would always answer, and he would always just kind of, even though he's 3 years younger than me, but he would always answer and always be, next thing you know, he'd be at my house. Yeah, he'd be like, let's go get Taco Bell or some crazy shit, and change the whole mood. And so I really wanted to show him that I really appreciated, him sticking by me through thick and thin.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's an awesome way to do it too. So I thank him too. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Totally.
And I'm looking
It's hard.
forward to smoking them.
Hard when you're blending cigars and you're the only one that's smoking them. So for that one, I really be damn sure that I got it right. And so that's why I kicked it out to him, because I was like, that's all he smokes. If he doesn't like it, then I failed at what I was trying to accomplish to begin with.
Or he just made to make an adjustment.
Well,
Not a
he
failure.
had to tweak.
It's a learning process. Yeah.
You know,
That's awesome.
Absolutely. It's not a failure. It's just a chance to succeed better.
exactly.
There you go.
Go ahead, Andy.
I'm phrasing mine in my head. Go ahead, Gibbs.
Okay. So, I know the backstory behind your logo here is like you tried to make something that wasn't necessarily a single branch of military, or point out certain, words hard, just like you said earlier.
Oh yeah.
Preferential treatment over one branch or over another.
Exactly. You don't want to show any kind of preferential treatment.
Yeah.
But what I want to know from you is which branch is best in the military, and why is it Space Force?
I'm gonna go on a limb here and say it might not be Space Force.
Son of
Gibbs, you're fired.
You broke Ben's heart.
Being an Army guy, I'll be damned if I don't say Army. I think everyone is extremely good at their specific section of, obviously that fight. But yeah, the Space Force, I think I was honestly just getting out when they had actually just started that branch.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have no idea as to what's going on that side of the house. I mean, I can imagine what they're doing, but like, do they have a Space Force recruiter?
Nano.
You know what I mean?
It's
I don't know.
it's more, it's a NASA brand, changeover. That's all it is. It is interchangeable between NASA and them.
Rebranding
That's all it is.
NASA.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a rebranding of NASA.
I mean, they're not doing much.
Pretty much
Old NASA
Like,
comes
yeah, SpaceX is here. Let's just go ahead and rebrand.
Why not?
We're NASA X.
NASA.
We didn't
NASA.
get this from nobody. Don't say it.
All right. And for the second part I had a second part to this question, which about the band. So, have you thought about changing just a little bit of the design and the logo to represent Space Force?
I was a little no on that one. You know?
If you just throw some sunglasses on, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Like,
Like a moon
That'll
in the
be-
background.
Yeah.
You know,
Star?
They
Something.
just put a ring around the whole thing.
yeah. Had a light behind him.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, there's kind of a ring around the whole thing anyway, so, that could be the representation.
So,
There
yeah,
you go.
there you
It's already there. It's already,
Yep.
you're taking care of it.
Subliminal.
we figured it out.
There we go. It's subliminal.
Got them.
Yes. We're all about it. So,
We include everybody.
yeah, we include everybody. So, you have a support dog, right?
Yeah, so I have a service dog, psychiatric service dog,
Awesome. What's his name?
Maverick. So it's actually the name of that Candela.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Ah,
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
does he hold a land speed record?
Not quite. I mean, he probably could if I timed him. Probably could. The 2-year-old, 92-pound German Shepherd, and my God, he's
A handful. I'll bet.
Nice. So you also have you have another dog, right?
Yeah, I've got a retired mini Aussie, which was my farm dog for a little while, and yeah, she was dynamite with my goats and my chickens when I had them.
That's awesome.
Good Lord. She's 20 pounds herding these probably 80, 90-pound goats. And she, damn near, the first day I let her out there and was trying to get her to figure it out and like work with them. One of them got like reared back, like they were going to headbutt her. And she like moved out of the way like perfectly and then nipped right on the tip of the nose of that goat. And that was the last. That motherfucker took off. Good. And yeah, so after that, it was kind of that don't mess with the little dog. The big dog won't bother you, but the little one, she'll get after you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She will
I
eat
don't
you.
know what it is about
Either the way it is. Yeah.
I have a little Yorkie, and she will go after anything.
No
You
fear.
know, another dog, bigger cat, whatever. She'll go after it. She don't care.
Well, the way I always describe it with Maverick, my big dog, as long as he doesn't feel like you're trying to hurt me, he doesn't really care. That's when he comes. If he feels like you're trying to hurt me or my wife or my 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Then he's a German Shepherd, and you can really see it. But other than that, he's a sweet boy.
That's how you want him to be. 100% honest. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and he's not real defensive. Like if I'm having like a episode or something and he's trying to pretty much pull me out of it or whatever, and there's people around, people can come up and they can help me out. Like he doesn't get aggressive and try to bite them or anything. If anything, he tries to, if I don't say anything, he'll try to just body block them to keep that space so I don't feel like I'm surrounded, essentially.
Yeah.
But usually I just call his name and it kind of redirects him and lets him know that, it's okay. Like they're just trying to help kind of thing.
That's amazing.
So what? And I think this is probably covered on your website, but I'm going to ask it anyways. Why cigars?
So they were actually a passion of mine before I went in the service. I had my first cigar at 18, man. It was like an acid Cuba.
Mine wasn't that good.
And
That's true. Neither one of ours were that good, so I guess I can't say really sorry because you stepped above us already.
Yeah, you already started well above where we started.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I didn't mind the infusion. I wasn't a huge fan. Excuse me, but I really liked the tobacco taste behind it, and that's kind of what started it. And then went to my local lounge and then talked to the tobacconist there and just kind of, a big question that they asked me, which I always remember, is what kind of coffee do you drink? And I just told them I drink black coffee, and it was like off to the races. Like they had pointed me in so many different directions and gave me kind of the whole, array of different types of cigars that weren't infused or weren't flavored. And that's really kind of what started it all. And then once I got out of the service, it was still a big passion for me. It was something that I did, to relax and to kind of get my mind off of everything and just really have a moment to sit down and not be on the go. And I was like, and then I started looking into the cigar industry as far as the boutique and, not so much the legacy stuff, but the boutique world, and noticed there are a lot of veteran-owned companies, which is, like I said, it's fantastic, but I wanted to really shine a light on that PTSD point.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I'm proud of you. You blended a very good cigar.
Yeah, I'm impressed too. What was the process like? What was the first cigar that you blended?
That was going to be my follow-up.
I was toying around with a barber pole for a little bit, and then just kind of came to the realization and kind of like, one of those flick on the side of the head and was like, you don't even like barber poles, dude. You don't even... let's stop wasting time here, man. Like, let's go to something that we know that we actually enjoy. So I actually started with the Habano, and then from I kind of so the Habano is a Nicaraguan Puro, and I got that pretty squared up. I think that was the quickest one. Not to say that I rushed it, but one of the ones I found that I blended pretty quick and got the ratio correctly in my mind. And then I started to kind of go either direction. And so then I went to the San Andreas Maduro. Really enjoyed that stick. That one took me a little longer. I was playing around with different wrappers, especially. I noticed San Andreas was kind of the new hot thing at the time. You know, everybody wanted San Andreas, so I was like, sure, I'll give it my best go at it. And then the Connecticut and the Candela were probably my two most time consuming, because the Connecticut it's actually what I'm smoking right now, is my Ecuadorian Connecticut that I have. I wanted to create something in a Connecticut that wasn't just like smoking air. Like, you weren't just sitting there smoking just to smoke. You know, there's no flavor. It's just, you know, you're just there pretty much to say you're smoking a cigar. And if that's your thing, then by all means. But again, I wanted to do something a little bit outside the box. So I wanted to give my Connecticut's just a little bit of like a spice to it, but a little bit of something there with it, so you could tell you were smoking a cigar. And then it kind of allude to the next stick, and then this stick after that, you know what I mean? Kind of like a trail. And so the Ecuadorian Connecticut, I found that to be a perfect blend, rather, of you have good body, you have good flavor through and through the cigar, but it's not like you're smoking an overpowering stick. So if you were a Connecticut smoker, you wouldn't want to take this on. Like, it would be a good different take on it, if you will. And then, you know, the Candela is a completely different animal. That took some time to figure out exactly how I wanted it. Every time I would blend it, it would come back with a super punch to the face. I initially thought it was the filler that was giving me the issue. It wasn't the filler. It was actually the wrapper. And once I swapped from a Nicaraguan Candela wrapper to a Indonesian Candela wrapper, it just was afoot. And then the same thing with the binder. The binder was kind of that next thing I was really paying attention to, was because, again, like, even when I swapped the wrapper but left the binder and the filler the same, it was still giving me this issue. Like, it was still present. And it wasn't until I swapped the Indonesian wrapper and binder with the Nicaraguan filler that gave me the recipe. And it worked out perfect. At least I think so.
Nice.
I'm starting to agree there, sir.
And a lot of those internet podcasts that are new and, you know, kind of fresh on the scene too, seem to agree with you.
Yeah, they and again, like, if I would have had, you know, those Ray-Bans that have the little camera up in the corner of the glasses, if I could have had those to record people's reaction to me saying, hey, I'm gonna release cigars and there's gonna be a Candela in my core line, they were like, don't do it. And like the facial expressions of, like, you know, like, why would you do that? And, you know, it's like, I wouldn't release something that I wasn't 110% confident with. And if I'm pretty confident, obviously that makes my job a little easier to release it and try to sell it. You know, so no, it's a really tricky wrapper. And I mean, all around the board, Candelas are tricky. You know, the wrappers themselves, they're super thin. So if you smoke them too fast, they'll pop like further down where the cherry is, which is also really fun. Rolling it is extremely hard because, again, it's super thin. It'll rip really easy. And then on top of that, something that's really weird that people don't, not that people don't realize, I can't think of the word for it, but regardless, that wrapper is like a sponge. So if you have that laying in your humidor and you have that maybe on top of a really oily Maduro, that Candela is going to absorb that from that Maduro and then completely throw off everything that you have in that cigar. And that's why obviously my humidor is sectioned out already, but I made a point to make sure that my shelves are Spanish cedar. Yeah, that way if it does absorb any type of flavor, it's absorbing that cedar, it just goes with the, you know, it just already goes with the experience anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a tricky wrapper. It's not easy.
That's got to
Hey,
feel
but
good to, have everybody tell you that, it's, don't do it. It's not going to work. And then you end up knocking it out of the park and proving everybody wrong. And it ends up being one of your most popular sticks.
Yeah, it's surreal because the first couple people were like, "Oh yeah, it's really good," and I didn't know if they were like kind of pulling my leg and blowing smoke up my ass. And then once the 3 people turned into like 20 people, I was like, okay, maybe 20 people aren't blowing smoke up my ass. And then you move on to, I'm in 11 shops now, and I believe 9 out of the 11 carry it.
It's awesome.
And the shop down in Albuquerque, New Mexico, they're called Lady Huntington's Pipe and Cigars.
Mhm.
And they're their best seller. I mean, we're a brand new company on the scene and in their humidor, and we're the best selling cigars in there, especially those Candelas.
Well, they look super interesting, and I think that's one of the things that would draw people to it. Is you see Maduros, you see Connecticut's, you see Habanos, and all the other standard stuff, but a freaking green cigar and in a sea of brown kind of stands out.
It does.
Yeah.
Let's do a midway check-in. I know we kind of missed the midway point a little bit,
Yeah, I'm all,
especially for Zach, Billy.
I got my
and Andy.
here though.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Let's do a midway check-in. Mine's been a consistent smoke. It's been full body smoke, like I said from the beginning, not overpowering at all. This is what I expect from a really good Candela. It's not overpowering. It even like I said, the smoke, even though it's a full smoke, it's not overpowering my palate. Like I'm pairing this with a Wicked Grove Black Cherry, and they're balancing out. It's really weird. I would think one would overpower the other, but neither one are overpowering each other. So it's great. So that's a very big positive. No film on my mouth, and that's a big thing for me. Textures and everything. So there's no film on my mouth, so that's great. That's a positive for this cigar, and I'm enjoying it. I've been shutting up because I've been enjoying smoking it. So
I'm proud of you, Gibbs.
the guys will tell you thanks, Bryce. You got him to shut up for a couple of minutes. It's true.
We appreciate you.
Enjoying it. Yeah, exactly. So how about you, Andy?
I'm kind of with Zach, man. But it's a shorter stick, so I can understand. But we're kind of further down the line than we usually are. I suck at pulling out. I don't care what it says. It says cigar expert. That's bullshit. So, and I'm not the guy that pulls out the flavors like Zach does. But to me, it's got great flavors. It's been an easy smoke so far. I kind of hate to follow it up with the Candela because I think that's kind of going backwards.
Just a bit.
But I'll do it because I want to know. And it pairs really well with the beer that I'm sitting here drinking. Other than that, so far it's great, and I hate to see it, down here at the last inch. Wish I'd have bought a longer one, and with the things you got going on, and the what's going on, website wise with the raffle and whatnot, I'll be buying more in another week or two. So I'm not super.
Thank you.
All right, how about you, Billy?
Yeah, I'll definitely be buying more of these. So far, man, kind of echo the same sentiments everybody's had. It's all around just a super consistent, to the whole smoke. And, a lot of times you get more towards the end of your cigar, and it you either get the sweet spot or you get overpowering, or it stays consistent. And this was pretty much one of the most consistent smokes I've had in a long time. And as far as that film or the oiliness that you get in your mouth, you don't get that really at all. And that is kind of a big deal for me too, like you said, Ben. But yeah, this has been enjoyable, really enjoyable.
All right, how about you, Grim?
I got this fucking chipmunk that is fucking with me. Like it's really like it keeps running up to me to the steps, realizing I'm here, and it's like, oh fuck, he's still here. Turns around, and just leaves. And like, I want to get a little sign. I'm like, dude, I'm still here. Just chill out. I'm recording. But
You want to be on the show, man.
I actually thought about like trying to move my laptop so I can be like, look, this is the little intruder, but he's not as cool as the cigar.
Nice segue, buddy. How about you, Zach?
Only good things to say. It's been burning really well. This wrapper, it's like super smooth and beautiful. It's like a really fine leather. It looks like an expensive wrapper, but it's good. It's delicious. It's not overpowering like Billy was saying. Sometimes a habanero can be kind of strong. I would call this probably a medium right now. And it's kicked up a little bit as I've smoked it, but in a good way, not in a overpowering way like Billy was saying. But very, very approachable. I wouldn't have any qualms about a newer smoker pointing them towards this, because it's not going to put them on their ass, which people ask. So we try to point them towards something they're going to enjoy, not something that they're like, oh, here, have this Cro-Magnon. It's going to be great as your second cigar.
Yeah.
This is a good story.
Just know you're going to be sick, but it's going to be awesome.
Here's the triple black.
Here's a triple Maduro. Have fun with the toilet.
Yeah, but really enjoying it. It's good. Well done, sir. Well done.
Thank you.
I did want to mention, I know I keep saying this is a light cigar, and I don't mean that, and it's not like a flavorful cigar. It is a flavorful cigar, but it's a light smoke, and what I mean is like I can retrohale pretty much the whole intake that I have without having any problems.
Yeah.
And that is very rare for me. So it's that smooth and that no harshness whatsoever.
Well, and I think that's the thing I feel like me personally, that I've tried a very good amount of Candelas, and I feel like that's the thing that people I feel like get lost in the weeds is like the Candela is traditionally a super light smoke. You can make it very flavorful if it's done right. Don't get me wrong.
Yep.
But it's supposed to be very, very light. And so like I'm the same way. So when I'm smoking the Candela, every single time I'm retrohaling because I'm getting those green tea notes, I'm getting those floral notes every single time. And for me, it just makes that smoking experience just all round at that point. And I wanted to be able to have, say, someone like yourself where, there is a point where it starts to get a little harsh and it starts burning a tad. I wanted to make sure that when I was blending, that I wanted to keep it going the whole time. So like when you're at the last bit of it, you can still retrohale it if you really wanted to. It's just supposed to be a light stick. Again, like you're just kind of saying, you're kind of proof it's a light stick.
Exactly. Like I said, it's light, but it's flavorful. I thoroughly enjoy it. And you're right. Candelas are supposed to be even lighter than a Connecticut.
Yeah.
So you've nailed it. I just have to tell you, you've nailed it, man.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
How do we get you in more stores?
That's what I was going to ask. What can we look forward to you possibly getting down here in the Southeast? A little
I
bit.
just want to get into pennies. I don't necessarily care about
pennies.
pennies.
Yeah.
Just plant the seed. Tell them about it or tell them about the company. Give them information. Whether that be I can shoot whoever runs that Leaf Cutters page. I can shoot my information over to you guys, and then
That's good to know.
What's it called? And then just let them know and reach out to me, whatever store it is, and I can get them samples, or if they just want to full send it and buy sticks. It's not that I'm not purposely going where you guys are. It's just, again, being a 4-month-old company, I haven't been on the scene for that long. So of course it's, I'm still pounding on the doors and trying to get in, and I've been very blessed, to say the least, with the 11 stores that I do have here in 4 months in. It's been insane.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey man, we'll spread the word as far as we can.
There's a lot of door knocking.
Like I said, I love your message. Now that the guys know your message a little bit better than what I was explaining, I'm pretty sure they can get behind it as well. And I'll definitely pass your information along to my favorite tobacconist, and of course the other stores that are around here, because again, there are 5 stores in a 5-mile radius of me. So,
Nice.
but yeah, I can't get good stuff around here. So, if I can get Silent Hero, I will be happy.
Well, thank you.
Everybody wants
Yeah.
to just carry the mainstream, big brands.
Well, I know in talking to Penny and Jay, Jay, we miss you. A lot of their business, or a lot of something that they want to focus on, is or are veteran-owned companies and domestic, cigars that support, veterans. And so I know that they're big with cigars for warriors, and I know that they support a lot of the brands, veteran brand, owned companies.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've already put that bug in Penny's ear, but she's had some drama since there's been some life changes there, with her and her family since I mentioned it. And so I'm sure I'll bring it back up in the next couple of weeks. But, I'd love to see you, have a spot in her shop as well. I don't know that if I care if you have a shop here in Bossier City, because, it's a weird spot. It really is.
Yeah.
And it's Zach. Come on, help me out.
It's a weird spot.
So, just as long as you're somewhere I know that I can make a phone call and go, hey, send me more Bryce's shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, Andy's right. Penny supports our show. She sends us stuff all the time to try out on the show. She's a big supporter of us. We want to be a big supporter of her, so we're definitely going to pass your information along to her as well. I think Andy's already done it. I didn't even know about it. So that's great. And we're, like I said, we love spreading the word, especially about something that we enjoy and has a good message to boot. So it's like, it's a win-win, right?
Yeah, no brainer.
So yeah, it's a no-brainer. We're definitely trying to press it along as far as we can.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Just ask Romacraft. We talk. There's not an episode that goes by that we can't mention Romacraft. I don't know why.
And Aganorsa, but,
God damn it.
Well,
Like,
Aganorsa too, but we just can't not mention them.
I've been watching this entire time going, we didn't say Roma. We didn't say Roma. We didn't say Roma. We're doing good. We're doing good. That's great. We're not stalking them no more. No, we're back to it. Thank you, Ben. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Drew.
And we have, unfortunately, we're just, we like Romacraft. We like Aganorsa. They don't send us stuff. They don't, that we talk to them. Don't get me wrong, but that's it. That's our relationship. We talk.
Right.
So we're not sponsored by them or anything like that. So when we do talk about them, it's because we like their product.
But we could be.
We could be. Yeah. Just send us a sample pack. We'll be real friends forever.
What he's saying is,
Wink, wink. No, I'm just kidding.
leaf cutters are shameless.
Yeah, we're shameless. Cigars. That's it. We just want cigars. So we just keep this thing going. That's it.
True
We'll
story.
smokes. That's it.
I was at Kohl's the other day, and I saw a shirt, and I thought, you know what? I should totally buy this and wear it on the podcast and have a grand reveal where I'm like, yeah, I got sponsored, like just me, fuck all y'all, And
You got your Nike contract.
yeah, I was really afraid that the Dr. Pepper shirt would cost me millions. shut straight the fuck up and didn't buy the shirt.
Yeah, that's another thing we do say a lot. We talk about Dr. Pepper a lot because 23 flavors. It goes pretty much in any cigar you got.
Yeah.
So we do preach the Dr. Pepper a lot too.
That also
Not
thing. So, follow-up question to all of, after all of that, and to be less serious about cigars, what's your favorite movie you've watched in the last, 6 months?
Yeah.
Mine's got to be Long Legs.
Ooh, what'd you
Haven't seen
think?
it yet.
It was good. That one was good.
Was it good?
Yeah, yeah.
I want to watch it
Yeah, I
so
haven't-
bad.
Yeah, I have it in my queue. I want to watch it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, that's good.
We have
All
a
right.
very long track history of this question, but how did you feel about Deadpool and Wolverine?
What, to me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I'm not going to lie to you.
It's okay. It's okay.
We had a guest in that was adamantly against the movie, and ever since then we've basically asked like everybody, like, "Hey, what did you think about it?" Just to see, like,
Sorry, Terrence.
hi Terrence.
And we had we had another guest call out that guest about not liking that movie. So it was
great.
Without even prompting him, without even being like, "This is who said it." He was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, cheers."
It was great. He just went off. He just signed off on Terrence. I was like, all right, go for it.
Nice.
But it was all in fun. It was all in fun.
That episode was kind of harsh for me.
I don't know.
It was very harsh.
It was easy breezy.
It was a terrible time for me.
Okay,
Matter of fact, never mind.
No, go ahead, Greg.
go ahead, Drew.
I actually thought about replacing this cigar tonight with an Espinosa, and just be like, "Fuck, wrong episode." You know,
Because what happened was we had Hector on from Espinosa, and it fell into that paradox of Noonan can't have nice things. We could not get an Espinosa down here. It's literally because we as a podcast, we like to go source locally because we like to support our brick and mortars, right?
Yep.
It's not that we're against ordering online, anything like that, but we like to support our brick and mortars first.
Yeah.
And if we can't source locally, we'll go outside and get it, just like we did with you. We couldn't get it locally, so we went outside and ordered it straight from you.
Right.
But he couldn't get one for the episode. And Graham admitted to Hector on the show, couldn't get the cigar, so I'm smoking a Fuente. So Hector decided that he just wanted to talk to Graham like, Carlito Fuente the entire episode and say, "Thank you for smoking my cigar." And Graham was embarrassed as hell, but we were laughing our asses off.
I got reminded on a minute by minute basis that I was smoking the wrong cigar. It was like he had a
He
fucking.
really did. Yeah. He's like, oh, it's been 60 seconds. Let's go ahead and razz Graham a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just poke that bear a little bit more.
Gibbs, I know you're talking, but Grim, go fuck yourself. Now continue, Gibbs. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So it was great. It turned out awesome. But I did want to ask you, Bryce, do you have your own factory yet that you're rolling in, or is somebody else still rolling for you?
So I actually have somebody rolling for me right now. They gave me proprietary over the blends, which was, obviously ideal, right? But
Absolutely, yeah.
Having my own factory, I do not have that kind of capital. So until that time, then I'll have to be rolling with them and keep moving on. I mean, like I said, I can't be more happy and more blessed about those guys and how well they've taken care of me. So definitely no qualms on my end about that.
Yeah, the quality of this cigar is on point. This looks like it was rolled by a professional, and the tobacco sourced. It looks awesome.
Yeah, they've definitely. It's weird how I even found them. Just really kind of Google searching, and then kind of stumbled upon this website that almost looked a little sketchy. And there was
those are the best ones, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean. And it wasn't really. I don't even know. They had some information about like cigars and all that kind of stuff, and then kind of reading more into it, I was like, holy shit, this is a factory. Like, this is a farm. And then just kind of plugging around in Google, I ended up finding like some really weird, sketchy, Nicaraguan SLE phone number, and just called them, and here we are.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey, there's no, I don't want to say shame, because there is no shame in that, but like we learned from like Aganorsa themselves, they roll for a lot of people. Their leaves go into a lot of cigars that you wouldn't even think it does, but it does.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I asked the question, because, especially being, since I didn't even know that you were just 4 months old. That's amazing how far you've gotten, especially in social media, in just 4 months.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So you're going to have to give us some, some tips and some tricks, because, we're slowly growing.
Yeah. No, I mean,
hopefully
my Instagram account that I have right now for Silent Hero, I actually had that as like a hobby account when I was just smoking cigars and just kind of posting pictures and my own thing. And then I had only maybe a few hundred followers at the time, and I was getting closer to having my own product and having my own blends, and I was kind of teasing that to begin with. And once I launched the company, I think I went from maybe 400 followers to, I mean, I'm not even kidding, probably around like 800. And then, yeah, and really just from there, I got on with a couple cigar organizations, like the Jersey Cigar Mafia guys. You know, they took care of me pretty well with getting my name out there. Yeah, I mean, getting in, again, just kind of that stroke of luck and not really missing an opportunity, just taking, you know, as much exposure as I could, turned that, you know, 800 followers into almost 2,200 that I have today. So, been super happy with that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, we don't have that kind of clout, so we'll bump you up by at least 5 people.
You're good.
Maybe even 6.
Maybe
Robert
6.
would, you know.
Maybe 6 if Robert joins too.
Yeah.
So you know,
Yeah, I'll take it.
yeah. I mean, we appreciate you coming on. That's the key because, like I said, we wanted to bring light to Silent Hero Cigar. I wanted to smoke this damn cigar. This gave me the perfect reason to get one.
You're welcome.
So yeah, I appreciate it. We really do.
No, thank you. I appreciate you guys.
I will stop. You'll make
Until you
you'll
see
make
this
good
episode
bacon
aired, then you're like, man, why the hell did I get on that shit? But yeah, we appreciate it. So I think everybody's about done. I can still go on mine, but I think we're going to review these for you.
Cool.
All right. So mine is fantastic. I have no bad things to say about it. The construction has been perfect the entire time. The smoke has been perfect the entire time. It is one of those that I can retro hell throughout the whole thing, just like you were saying. And that is surprising to me. So the hype about this cigar is not hype. It's truth. Everybody so far has been speaking the truth, and I'm going to speak the truth right along with it. It is a great Candelas cigar. And if you are starting off in Candelas cigars, if you start with this one, you're going to hate the other ones, or at least the ones that I've smoked.
Yeah.
You're not going to like those as much. So just be warned there. Try something else first, then grab this one, and you can tell a night and day
You
difference.
could buy them both, and then you
Oh,
can.
there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, buy them both, and then you compare, and you'll be like, "Damn it, I'm not smoking that shit anymore. I'm smoking this." And I'm not doing that to blow smoke up your ass. I'm serious about this Candela because leading up to this show, I had found probably about 4 different Candelas that I tried out, and I do not like them as much as I like this one.
Thank you.
Just because I know that I was going to smoke this one. So, there you go. So for my rating, we do out of 5 leaves, and this sucker's getting a fucking 5. Like I said, I have no complaints whatsoever. I have nothing, to say I like something better in the line. Unfortunately, this is the only one I've had in your line, but I'm definitely going to try other things in the line. But yeah, it's a 5. Hands
Here's
down.
got an awesome sample pack, Gribbs.
I was that close to getting the sample pack, but then again, I'm cheap, so I was just like, I'm just gonna get the one just to see what the hype's all about. But now I know what the hype's all about, and since you guys have been pretty much smoking the other ones, I know that they're good too. So I feel safe in buying the sample pack now. So how about you, Andy?
It's shit. I quit. I'm kidding. No. I've enjoyed the hell out of this Maduro, and the only downside is I didn't buy a longer one, and that's my fault. But it's had a great draw. It's burned really well, tastes great. It's not putting me on my ass, which at this point in my smoking journey takes a bit. So I'm gonna go with I guess I'm gonna go with a 5. Like I said, the only drawback is my fault, and so I can't knock it for that. And I'm looking forward to smoking this Candela, I guess, since later this week for breakfast.
There you go.
If it's not 45 fucking degrees out here, because I'm in Louisiana, and anything below 60 is kind of cold.
Fair enough.
I mean, it's not Cheyenne where it's 20 degrees outside, and that's still shorts and t-shirt weather. But
It's cold here today. I think you wouldn't enjoy it. I'll just say that.
yeah, it's a great smoke. And Bryce, part of the reason I think I reached out originally was I either saw an ad on Facebook or one of the other cigar podcasts was talking you up, and I went and looked at your story and I was like, we got to get this guy on, because the other part of this cigar is not just the cigar, it's the story, and it's the support for veterans and those with PTSD, and I appreciate that.
First responders too.
Them too. Now shut up. Go ahead, Billy.
Yeah. Damn. What can I say that you guys hadn't already said? I'm pretty much, on the same page with everybody else. Kind of don't want it to end. Same. I think I got the 5-inch as well. So yeah, I wish I had a longer one. Wish I had a little bit more. But that just goes to show how good of a smoke it is. Like I've been saying the whole time, it's super consistent. It's one of those where you don't want it to end, like I said. Aside from that, I love the story behind the cigar. I love what you're doing with the donating to charities and everything about it. So all that considered, I'm going to have to give it a 5 as well, honestly.
Thank you.
That's awesome. All right, Graham.
I miss my chipmunk. Like I've been looking for like the last 5 minutes because I hear him, but I don't see him. And like I'm afraid he's doing something devious, so like it's really distracting me from the entire process. That being said, yeah.
So wait, was that 5 years? Because if that's 5 years, that's 5 leaves.
I didn't count. I don't know. Shit. Hold on. Let me go back. Yeah. It was 5. It was 5. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's high praise. Grim does not give 5s.
I don't. But I really enjoyed it the entire way through. Now I'm done fucking around. Like it was a smooth smoke. It made my tongue tingly. It was a Founder's Choice Maduro. I learned what it was through the interwebs while we were talking. And I found no faults in it. It was a smooth, delicious cigar.
That's awesome. And Zach, what you got, man?
Well, I got some additional flavors. I got a little earth, a little sweetness. Let's see what else I got. A little bit of spice, a little bit of leather. It's very like. It's also a little creaminess, and not quite like a champagne creaminess, but just a little bit of that kind of cream to it, which is good. I liked it a lot. No issues with construction or anything like that. And I did buy a 5-pack, and I have another one of these habanos. And I've also got the Candela, the Maduro, and the Connecticut. I'm really looking forward to trying those. This is a good introduction for sure for me. I'm gonna give it a 4 because this in my taste. I either want a little bit more out of my 5 cigars. So I think the Maduro is probably gonna be on point. Or even a little bit lighter. So the other cigars are probably on that point. But that said, I'm gonna buy another one of these at some point, and I'm glad I have another one. It's definitely gonna be in rotation, and looking forward to getting some more. So good stuff, man.
Thank you.
Zach. Thank you, Zach, so much, because I thought we were all gonna go 5 across the board again, and then be like fucking Romacraft, where we're talking about it for 20 episodes. Zach broke the curse.
Too bad, Grim. We're gonna talk about it for 20 episodes anyway.
There it is.
Just as heavy, Grim.
And that may have been this
It is a good cigar.
specific cigar, and if I have another one, it could be a 5. I'm just telling you where I'm at.
And that's fair.
Trying to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we try to do. We try to give honest reviews on the cigars. Yep. And I mean, I was struggling to try to find something negative to say, and I couldn't. I really couldn't.
I really wanted to too, just because that's my kind of personality. Like I like being negative. It's a fun thing for me.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, when it get to Grim, I'm like, oh, what's he gonna say? What's he gonna say? He's gonna say something. He's gonna be like, you know what? It was shit. No. Yeah.
There's a part of me that was like, dude, just say 4 just to be you and be your normal self, and everybody will fully understand, and then it'll be fine. And then like I just couldn't do it. I choked on it. You had to say 5 for me.
Counting is hard. We understand.
Yeah.
It really is. But Bryce, we want you to promote whatever you're going on right now. Just take this time to, see what's going on with Silent Hero. Let us know about anything that's coming up. Take the floor, man. Do it.
So right now, we just released our One More Day t-shirt. That is our slogan here at Silent Hero Cigar. One more day, and that's just a saying that I had when I was going through my own, really hard battle with PTSD. Internal commitment to yourself that you're going to give it one more day, even if that current day was shit. Give it one more day, and you never know what blessing or what breakthrough you might have around the corner. So that is on a t-shirt, not that exactly, but just summed up into, just one more day. Go on there and check that t-shirt out. What you can also do is that holiday raffle that we're currently running, that's going toward the meal for the homeless shelter for these veterans and and their families. Unfortunately, unfortunate that they're homeless is what I mean. What we're doing is we're offering a 3-pack. You can choose whatever 3 cigars you want. That's one entry into the raffle. We have 10 prize baskets for that raffle, so you'll have 10 chances to win minimum. Or you can go and you can buy the package that we have that's a little bit more expensive. It's $55, but you get 3 cigars, whatever ones you want. You get a t-shirt, whatever size you need, and then you get a patch and a sticker. So you're literally getting everything that we offer here at Silent Hero for $55, and you get 3 entries into that raffle. So you have essentially 30 chances to win. That's really what we have going on right now. And coming up in June June is the mental health PTSD awareness month. I'm actually working on a blend right now for that. It'll be a limited release. I'll probably be 200-300 cigars, and once they're gone, they're gone. And that'll kind of give me a little bit of a segue into my next line that I'm currently working on as well, that won't have just 5x50 Robustos and a Toro. They'll all be double Coronas, or they'll be Churchills, just to kind of segue into that longer stick so people can sit down and relax for a little bit longer of a time and enjoy a good smoke. But and I guess I'm forgetting, we're also doing a morale patch for this holiday as well. So if you haven't seen that, it's on all of our social media. It's going to be called Frosty the Stogman, and it'll have obviously the snowman with smoking, but it'll also have different elements of military in there, as well as a bunch of different stuff. And we'll be doing those obviously as a limited release because the holidays aren't all year round. But other than those couple things, that's really it. The t-shirts were a big thing that I wanted to get done and get done correctly. Just because obviously I want people to know about the company. No better way than having somebody wear a t-shirt and be out in public, or go out to a cigar lounge and you're wearing a Silent Hero Cigar shirt and someone asks, hey, what is that? That's really the way that I want people to understand. And then on top of that, the back of the shirt has some elements of mental health that we wanted to obviously capture rather, because that's our company. So those are really the main key points that we have hooking up and what we currently have going on. So highly encourage you guys check that out.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Definitely.
And does Frosty the Stogman actually have anything reference to Space Force? I just need to ask.
Unfortunately, unless you count the Santa Claus, and the sleigh with the reindeer in the back,
That counts. Yes, we'll do that.
That could be it,
That could be it. That's the reference. Thank you.
Of course.
Damn well, someday somebody from Space Force is going to watch this and they'll be like, oh.
Let that be motivation. You want to get on Silent Hero stuff.
Sure did.
Should have picked a different branch.
I met some Space Force guys in Shreveport at a brewery.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah, 7th Tap Brewery. And they were all Air Force guys that had been paid extra money to be Space Force guys.
Yep. I forgot about
There
that.
you go.
Yeah.
But again, we want to thank you for being on our show. It's been fun. I really appreciate it, and I'm glad that you were able to spread your message a little bit more on our platform as well, because we definitely want to get your name out there. We want to get your product out there, more people to enjoy, because this is enjoyable. It's a good smoke. I broke out the pick because I'm not giving it up. But thank you again for being on here. We really appreciate you, man. We love your message. We like your product. We like you. You're awesome too, Bryce. I mean, we wouldn't invite you on if we didn't think you were pretty cool.
I appreciate it.
Come hang with us anytime.
Yeah, so come hang out with us anytime. And on that note, I'm going to say good night.
Good night.
See ya.
Good night.